live? Let us see. Because if we are back, we are back. 1 second. Because it's been sketchy. It's been a sketchy past couple days in the SLL game channel corner. Let's wait this out. It says we're red. But we're gonna have to wait. Let us see. It's been weird. It's been hard for me these past couple days. I just want to be able to get back to work, you know? Back to work, you know? You know? Yeah, it looks good. Hopefully we're back. 1 second. Oh, Jesus. Alright, looks like we're live again. Welcome back to Skater Loser Loner Game Channel. I'll get into what happened recently and why I'm so skeptical of everything. But right now we are playing Destiny. I'm gonna play some Crucible, get some strange coins for my Hunter class. Not specifically for my Hunter class, but build up my Hunter some, gather some strange coins at the same time. Fuck it, gunslinger. So, before I get into the game rant news, get into talking about my favorite developer, at least one of my favorite developers, Hideo Kojima, I'm going to get into what has happened recently. I talked about it on Twitch, but nobody watches my Twitch, so we're going to get into it on this. So, recently, my account has been terminated. It was actually terminated for a day or two, maybe two, I'm not sure. And it was it was something. It was really difficult. I had to send in a report to YouTube and tell them, there's some weird, funky, malicious stuff that's been occurring to me, and it's whatever. I'm not gonna be bitching about it. It's part of the job thing, and it's not my service. It's YouTube's service, so it's Google's service, so. I can't bitch. I can't be mad. It's gonna happen. Shit, that's out of your control. It happens sometimes. So, anyway, I had to go and I found I was like, okay, I'm gonna stream this game rant that you're getting now. It's gonna be great. It's about to be about Hideo Kojima and how much I like Hideo Kojima's work, and how he's such a G that Konami is really trying to keep that stir about him low. But I couldn't do it because my stream wasn't working. My stream wasn't allowing me to do it. I would check on YouTube and my account was still on, but it wasn't staying. My live wasn't working. So I turn on my fucking whatever the fuck. I check my YouTube, and I was like, whatever, I'll just stream it on Twitch. It's no big deal. So there's gonna be a couple videos that come from Twitch. But I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I'll just do work in other ways. So finally. Let me check if I'm in a party by myself. So finally, I'm allowed to fucking see what is happening. And turns out that my YouTube account was terminated. I didn't, and this is after I was baking my first cake or whatever. So, feed 7 Guardians. I go and I check my YouTube, and I can't get in, and then I have to log in. It's something weird, and then I get to this red page. It says this account has been terminated, blah blah blah, for three reasons that it could be. It didn't tell me specifically what the reasons were, but it told me that it could be these reasons. It could be spam. It could be bots nonsense. It could be violation of certain codes and things like that. So I pay very close attention because, before I got into the YouTube game, where's Rumble at? Before I got into YouTube, I made sure that I made sure of what I was doing. I made sure that I wasn't gonna mess up any terms of service. You know, I really was conscientious about what was going on as far as the rules are. But I turn around and my shit gets deleted, and I'm in a bad spot because it was a growing channel. A lot of stuff was happening. You know, after I found out, after I checked the email, I had to go check the email for the Scared Loner Game channel specifically, and it locked me out of the email and said I had to put in some verifications and things like that. And I was like, wow, they really knocked me off for spam. And I checked the email, and it says, which is weird because they lock you out of the email at the same time they send you an email for what you're doing. I guess it's a good thing because if you're not spam, then they can, you know, fix it. But I check, and it says I was knocked off for spam, botting, or misleading cover photos or something like that. And that was a big one I was worried about, is misleading cover photos, because I was like, you know, I make cover photos that pop, but at the same time, you know, they have everything to do with the video. You know, I don't make a cover photo and I try not to put a big boob chick in there unless I talk about big boob chicks specifically. So that was the thing that I was thinking I was getting dinged on. But it was weird because I've been doing this same cover photo thing forever, and it led me to believe that someone flagged me specifically at some point, and that was an issue for me. Like you got flaggers running around just flagging videos for analytic purposes. You know, you get rid of the competition, things like that. I mean, I'm paranoid. I'm naturally paranoid. So, oh shit, I got worked. I'm naturally paranoid. So that was the first thought that came to my head. But I was like, okay, it could be a list of things. I suck today. It could be a list of things. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's out to get me. Even though I was targeted by a false DMCA report recently. But you know, I held out. I was like, it's part of the job. Whatever. Fuck it. Like, you got to deal with bullshit situations like that. I mean, it happens all the time. So, and I don't have a department that'll work with me on that. Oh God, I'm so surprised I survived. I'm not good right now. So I worked it out. You know, I've sent a false claim reporter. You know, I've sent reports in saying that damn, that had range. Saying that I had these issues before, so just send another form and they'll get back to you. And you know, I'm not doing anything wrong, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And it wasn't. I turn around and I get my account back, and here we are again. So that's really all that happened as far as the lack of streaming in the past couple days, because I generally stream every day. I try to make sure man, everybody's into crouching in this game type. Flip! Get worked! So, you know, that was what would happen. So, on to the game rant. Shit! I got work too. My favorite creator, Hideo Kojima, has been around. So this is back to regular programming. That bullshit, I've addressed it. My main man Hideo Kojima is always causing a stir. I mean, his games are intense. He's intense. You know, he's my guy. He's my homie. He's a friend. He's a pal. Konami's trying to keep it together. I understand Konami's move, because why work hard? Work smart. You know, why fucking keep on spending all this money in the console game wars if your game is niche at best, especially with fucking Kojima running around making these weird-ass, funky-ass games with weird-ass, funky-ass gameplays, and, you know, how to progress is always different. So, why spend all that? Oh no. Why spend all that juice and money when you could make way more money on mobile, and you could really put yourself in a good position to further what? Oh God! Oh shit! I knew that was coming. You know, to further yourself. Why impede yourself? Why stop that grind? Now, you know, people for Fallout, they've done it, but they didn't kind of betray or what people believed as betray. Shit. People didn't. Ran into another. People didn't believe that they betrayed because they actually gave you Fallout. They actually gave you the actual game that's coming out. Oh shit! They actually gave you the game that's coming out soon. So that hopefully I can fucking get, because I want to get my hands on that. I want to be a fucking overseer. Anyway, so so they want to go mobile. I get it. I'm a mobile developer because the bar is low, and with the bar being set low, I can survive. I can make some money. Basically learning, and it could be a starting platform. That's fine with me, you know, because I wanted to make something a little bit more engaging. And if it's going to be on mobile, it's most certainly going to be engaging. But at the same time, it's not going to be. At the same time, it's not. I don't want it to be some shitty minigame style fucking thing. I missed, and I died with a hammer of soul, that overpowered piece of shit. So, you know, I enjoy the fact that it, like I can understand why they would go that direction. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's basically printing money at this point. But you know but there's cuts to departments, I'm guessing, and there's a lot of politics that go behind it, and you don't cut my man's Kojima. Like, Kojima made Konami what it was. I mean, whatever you think is the plan here. No developer has been as iconic as Hideo. So I mean, in my eyes, he made these weird. Oh god, he made these weird fucking videos. He made these weird, you know, games that, you know, put the memory card in port 2 and Metal Gear Solid, you know, on the PS1. I was fucking floored by that. And, you know, putting the codex code on the back of the game, the disc, the jewel case. What the fuck? Like, who thinks that shit? Why would you do that? Like, it was so 80s feel, like just that oddness. And that's what really drew me to the whole Hideo thing. And, you know, he's of course iconic because, you know, recently of PT, and everybody's really into PT, and of course, why wouldn't you? Because it's the first like scary dealio like in a minute, you know, Silent Hill, but PT, whatever, you know, it atmosphere, really focused on atmosphere, and he teamed up with Guillermo del Toro, which is another favorite director. I mean, horror movies are difficult to make, but Guillermo is pretty good about, Guillermo is pretty good about making that, like, which hypes me. Like, it's not about Guillermo, it's about Hideo. But, you know, apparently, they're trying to cover my man's Hideo up. That's why I referred to him, I referred to Hideo as a ghost, in the title, just because when you start trying to CIA this shit, when you started to say, oh, yo, Hideo had a farewell party, and people, and they're trying to keep people from thinking, you know, he's leaving either he's leaving on terms, like, because everybody knows that he's leaving. Like, he doesn't dig the direction the company's going in, and I can understand that. I mean, it's not really what I'm sure he signed up for. I'm sure he's like, these new bloods over here thinking they can fucking come in and rip the fabric of my shit up. No, I'm not cool with that. But, you know, my guy Hideo, he's a ghost. Like, they try to close that man down. He's having a farewell party. They're trying to keep they're trying to keep people from knowing that he even had a farewell party. That's how insane this shit is. That's how crazy it is. Like, when you're trying to quell the dissent to a level that, you know, you don't want people to even believe that he's leaving, even though everybody knows that he's leaving. Like, it's insane, and that really speaks to the legend of Hideo. Like, I mean, I look up to him for the weird way that games are played, just the obscureness of it all, and PT, and the specificity of it all. Like, when you're talking about specific ways to beat something. You have to do this in order to get a leg up on the boss. You need to do this in turn and that in turn, and that really shows me like, oh man, you can do a lot with coding. You can do a lot with as far as, oh, I gotta see if the homies are online. No, you can do a lot with coding. You can do a lot as far as game creation goes. You can be really out there, and that to me is very important, because you know, if you're, the more out of the box you are, not necessarily, but the more out of the box you are, you know, the more of a lasting impression you have. And you don't want to go too far out of the box, because you know, then you'll be trash. I mean, the game won't be good. No one will buy it. But at the same time, you know, he showed that you can move towards a modern gaming style more quickly, and it won't lose your core audience, and you won't lose that identity like that Metal Gear Solid made, which, you know, feels like this 80s vibe, this 80s weirdness, very linear, very all over the place Blade Runner. You know, not Blade Runner in the way it looks, but sort of how it feels with all the cloning and the you know, just putting the pieces together. And Sons of Liberty, people hated Sons of Liberty. Not hated, I would hope not, because that was a good ass game, but they hated Raiden, and I didn't have a problem with Raiden. I thought Raiden was cool. And I'm sure a bunch of MGS fans are just gonna be like, yo, fuck this guy. Like, who likes Raiden? Who likes that dude? Anyway, but he made things like that, and it really piqued my interest as far as being a game creator. And you know, other than the Team Ico, Hideo, other than Team Ico and you know, creators of Pokemon and you know, anything Nintendo, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Never played Majora's Mask before, but the way it looks, the art style, everything is what I look for, and especially with dealing with system limitations. All those things I look for, you know, building that environment, building that tale, and really showing just references. Like Metal Gear Solid 1 was probably the most intense game I've played in my, you know, my whole gaming existence. But Metal Gear Solid on the PSN, I mean, that really showed me something that I didn't know existed as far as gaming goes. And you know, you had to go check the game facts and see, you know, how the hell do you get past this point, or you have to. And I hate doing that. I never like to break down and check the game facts, but it's like one of those things where, like, you ask that question, what genius thought to find this shit? Like, who first, like, how is the information leaked to go further in the game? Like, how do you find out that you have to check the back of the jewel case for a fucking codex number to proceed? Or who finds out that you have to remove the game port from, I mean, the memory card port from the first slot to the second slot, or the controller port from the first slot to the second slot? I don't remember exactly how it went, but who thinks of that, like, input configuration nonsense like that to really progress? I thought that was insane to me. I thought it was completely insane. And looking back on it now, it's even more insane, because, you know, with the coding knowledge that I've built, that I don't have a lot, but with the coding knowledge that I've built, knowing that, you know, these simple inputs may be, I mean, these inputs and these stipulations may be simple, but it takes a certain mind to figure out how to use that simple tool in that way, which is kind of insane to me, just because that concept of, you know, who goes up and creates a game and says, let me physically have to make the player change their control port or their save game port, and who makes a boss read your memory card? Like, the system comes with that component, but who thinks to use that component in a game? Like, I forgot that mind dude he had psychic powers that read your memory card. That I'm gonna call him Mind Freak, because I don't have any fucking, you know, Chris Angel. I'm calling Chris Angel. Fucking, you know, you got Chris Angel over here fucking reading your memory card, telling me, you know, how much I like Ape Escape and shit. I thought it was insane. It shocked me. It was like, do they have a camera somewhere? Like, how do they figure this shit out? But I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't really know the concept of, wow, they could just read the memory card. But, you know, I was still hyped on it.
Stick together, team.
So, you know, it takes a certain mind, or a certain group of people mind, because I don't exactly know who exactly came up with that concept, but I feel like Hideo is the one who's given that props. But, you know, like, I would never think of that in a million years. I just don't have that mind, you know, and I can train myself into that mind, but me training myself into having that sort of mind would be me being unoriginal in some sort of manner. Just because I don't even know how this man can create a game and have those concepts in mind. It just that's what makes me determined to be a better game creator, because that's iconic. And you know, you have all these people coming up, oh, he basically stole American plots, you know, from American films. Fuck you, like, who cares? Like, it's all about execution and finesse. Like, if you're over here concerned about what people are doing that other people have done, you'd be pissed off about if everybody wore jeans every time. Oh, he wore jeans first. Why are you wearing jeans? It's fucking stupid. Like, okay, and you over here trying to compare my man Solid Snake to fucking the guy from Assault on New York or LA. I forgot what the movie was called. And the main character's name was Snake, and he had one eye and, you know, all that shit. But I didn't find that correlation. The only correlation I found was Snake. That was the only correlation I found. And just a gritty voice and all that nonsense. But you can derive fucking inspiration from any piece of work. I mean, and you try to take, like, you try to clown, or people talking about, oh, Hideo, he possibly was getting sued for that. You know, I don't know how far you can get, just because intellectual properties are intellectual, and really owning intellectual property is difficult to prove unless someone takes it verbatim, and that's really an impossible deal to do. Like, it's really hard to take a form of art and copy it, and do so in a manner that's obvious, that you can obviously rule that they stole. And you know, and I don't care. Like, it still made great games. It made for great games, and you know, I really, oh shit, I thought that was it. I made for great games. I mean, it's made for great games, and you know, I really enjoy that. You know, Hideo is this fucking rock star that he is, because, ooh, whip shot. I enjoy that. You know, he exists in that manner, and that really gives me another, you know, tool to look at when I create games. And you know, I can't, like, I wish I can get into specifics and talk about what I want to create, but it's not in existence, and that means any of you can take it. And if any of you take it, then I'm out of an idea. And really, as a game creator in a sort of infantile state, you know, I myself may not have the tools, but you might have the tools to recreate what my concepts are, and I can't just allow you to run away with my properties. I call them my properties because they're in my mind and only in my mind, and you can't find them, because unless you tap my brain, which you're gonna have some real clout in me, you're gonna have to believe in me real deep to go steal memories and sounds like a Metal Gear Solid plot. You know, you're gonna have to really work to find it out. And you know, I might not have the skill that others would have, but oh shit, I was not prepared for that. I might not have the skill that people have, but as long as I have the finesse, that's what I'm worried about, because I am a developer that is on his own, so I have to learn 3D rendering or an art style, and learn it in a decent enough manner that it looks playable and immerses you in a world. And all that other lore that, you know, Hideo created, you know, is involved in that, in the game's success and popularity. You know, it's fuck off. All that lore he created, very important in the game's, you know, popularity and success. And that lore, shit, that lore can't be created. Double down, whore. That lore can't be created unless you have, like, some sort of mind for it. So, of course they would try to ghost my man's Hideo and try to say, oh, you know, he's not, you know, he didn't have a farewell party. I mean, come on, like, that, no, come on, stop fucking with me. Like, he's definitely saying bye-bye to the situation, because he can do it on his own. He can figure this out. He can bang out something necessary. He can create all this awesome shit, and he doesn't need a company that is gonna move in a direction away from what he wants and will spend money on something away from his vision. He doesn't need to be around there. He doesn't need to, oh no. He doesn't need to be there. So fuck him. Like, I love Konami's decision by going mobile, because all these mobile developers are fucking making hundreds of millions of dollars every, you know, fiscal quarter, they're fucking it up. They're killing the game, and they want a piece of the pie. Why wouldn't you want a piece of that pie? Like, I'm sorry, Star Wars ain't gonna make as much money as Angry Birds make. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And all the not Star Wars. Ugh, what am I talking about? Metal Gear Solid. There we go. Metal Gear Solid's not gonna make as much money as fucking Angry Birds. P2, PT is not gonna make as much if it actually came out. I'm sure it'd be a successful game, but that shit doesn't have multiplayer or oh shit, oh fuck, oh no, I'm dead. It doesn't have multiplayer. It doesn't have, you know, these experiences that keep people coming back and back and back and buying DLC and back and back. I mean, I'm sure they can pull it with PT, but linear gameplay ain't replayable gameplay. And people will shit on everything. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. People will shit on, you know, Modern Warfare, and people will shit on Gears of War games because they create these games that are like, oh, Gears of War, but people will shit on them forever because I don't know why. Because maybe they're sick of the format. Maybe they feel like they're getting their money hustled from them, even though they're not. They're earning your money again because you saw fit to buy it. This is you're paying for an experience nowadays. You're not really paying for a gameplay in turn. Because I mean, oh shit! I keep on forgetting people have exotic swords. But you know, you're not paying for these. Oh god, what the fuck? Why am I getting hurt so bad? You're not necessarily, you know, paying for you know, story content as much as people want. Like when people got mad about Destiny and how they changed the story, and it could have been a lot better as a linear story, but it didn't. They changed it last second, and that's a whatever thing to me because I never really pay that much attention. Like if it's a really good story, I'll pay some fucking attention. Like Metal Gear Solid, like I pay fucking attention, as much attention as you can pay. As a young person, you're only gonna catch so much of the story. Like you're only gonna be able to absorb like a little bit, little by little of. Oh god damn it! Just run away. Oh man, they're really ganging up on me. But yeah, I mean, you can only play so much of a linear story over and over again without having to set it down and wait for some new content. And I like Destiny, you know, like games like this because you only have to pay for a game once, really. But you only have to pay for a game. Can I get one more? Boom! 3, pussy! 3! Way of the gun! I wasted that. Back up. But yeah, you can only, like you only have to pay. I want to create games that you have to pay for once. And DLC, yes, it'll cost some money, but it won't be like you're buying brand new games unless I give you a big package that has a whole bunch of content within it. And you know, like and I saw the Metal Gear Solid multiplayer, and it looks fucking legit. Like it looks sick, it looks fun. I'm not gonna buy a copy of Metal Gear Solid just because I've been out of the story for so fucking long that I won't catch any of the nuance that you have to be able to catch to understand with such a linear story like that. But you know, I saw like my little brother, he bought the new Metal Gear Solid game, the last one he made. I don't know if that's the last ever, because it's such a strong, powerful property. I don't know if it'll disappear, but unless, you know, in the mind of Hideo, he just turned off the switch. But you know, I fucking like with a game like that, my brother played, and I saw some of the shit that he made in that game. Like, the developers, and you know, in Hideo's mind, they had the fucking leeches, and you had the bald women with the sniper rifles, and you had sniper battle. Fucking insane. Like nobody flat out does that shit. You know, adding that survival content in Snake Eater. Like, fucking come on. Like, how is one supposed to keep up? And that's what me and my brother worry about, older brother worries about, because as game developers, like, wow, you have creators out there who are actually skilled enough to think of these concepts, to add in these games that would really wipe you clean if they made games on a consistent basis. If games were being made, if a Metal Gear Solid game was made on a Call of Duty basis, and they were good, like they were always new and fresh, which that would be impossible to do, mind you. Not impossible, but it would take a lot of minds and a lot of work to do it. But you know, when you're talking about that, we're dead. We'll lose. We can't beat that. We cannot win against. We can't compete against content like that. And that was the best part about Hideo's work. That was a gotcha, bitch. That was the best thing about Hideo's work to me. Oh shit!
A single victory doesn't win a war.
Oh, we won! Fuck
but
yeah!
It's a good start.
Oh, I can't dance. Yep, there we go. But yeah, that competition is instilled, but all those concepts are still floating around. So, you know, do I view it as a bad or good thing that Konami decides to release him or whatever they're doing? They're not clear at all. They're just all over the place. They're trying to hide your man. You're trying to keep him from really trying to show who your man's Hideo is and what is he doing. Like, you're trying to keep that non-compete clause. They're trying to keep that man out. And it's a good idea to keep that man the fuck out, because he will fucking wreck the game every single time. Play PT, I mean, you'll never get your hand on fucking PT, because that shit's gone, but, unless you buy a game off of eBay, and then good luck with that, you know. That costs a pretty penny. But, you know, PT, I mean, come on, man. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna fucking win. He's a fucking ghost. He's gonna disappear till that non-compete clause comes up, and then if he comes through with his own gaming company, oh god, it'll turn the world on its head. It might not sell gangbusters like Call of Duty or Halo, or do numbers like Destiny, which are like these pay scale, you know, obvious, you know, we're gonna give you the content, but give us a little bit of money every once in a while, type deal. They're gonna take that. Yeah, he might not be able to do that. He might not want to do that, but given the opportunity, that man will destroy his competition as far as a creative property wise, his vision, because that nobody can match that man's vision. Let me tell you, I might be fanning out on Hideo, but that man, he's something else. But yeah, hit up the comments. Tell me what you like about Hideo Kojima. Tell me what you don't like about Hideo Kojima. Tell me if I'm fanning out. Tell me if I'm just digging around. Hey, tell me about your YouTube problems if you're a YouTube creator. If YouTube really locked down your account and shut you out and you had to deal with it, you've been, you know, dealing with fucking false flagging scenarios and nonsense like that. I would love to hear your stories, because this is a community. If you want to help us out, I try to put out the Patreon as much as possible, because any little bit will help, you know, with advertising and building a community and making better content. If you want to help us out, I put down the monthly and turn it to, because I don't want it to be a less dedication dealio. You can pay per video. You can do whatever you want. Or you can just enjoy it for free. But, you know, Patreon's there. Patreon, SLL Game Channel. Scared Loser Loner Game Channel. And then there's the Tumblr page, our community page. It's at sllgamechannel.tumblr.com. You know, follow us there. We'll come in contact with you. Like, I need people to play with for raids and Grand Theft Auto content, all that good junk. But thanks for joining us. This has been another episode of Game Rant. This is Raavey Howard, and I'll see you guys later.